So not all sprinklers are designed the same. Obviously, we went over all the different components, different temperature ratings and things like that. The one thing I want to talk about now is the sprinkler K factor. So if you look below, we've got a situation that goes over all the sprinkler characteristics. I'm going to scroll down and click on the K factor situation here. And the sprinkler K factor is essentially a unitless measure. It is gallons per minute over the square root of PSI. And it is essentially a way to measure how much water is going to be flowing out of an orifice at a given pressure. So the bigger the K factor, essentially the bigger the opening, which means more water is going to flow out of that opening at the same pressure. So if we look here, we've got a K factor of 2.8 all the way up to a K factor of 25.2. So we see that the 2.8 is pretty small, 25.2 is pretty big. Now, the K factor comes into play specifically for design when we're designing a sprinkler system to understand, given the pressure, what's that water flow that's coming out. And you play with the K factors a little bit in order to help with the design of a sprinkler system. Typically, the lower K factors are going to be used in lower hazard areas where we don't necessarily need as much water. 5.6 is going to be kind of like your most common K factor. 2.8 is kind of small. That's more on like the residential side. And then as we get up bigger K factors, we're going into like storage type areas or higher hazard occupancies where we need a lot more water. Now, just remember, the higher the K factor, the bigger the hole, the more water that we're going to get. Now, if you're not designing a sprinkler system, you're probably not going to, be using K factors that much. But I think it's just an important thing to know about that. Not all sprinklers are designed the same. They all might have different orifice sizes, and that orifice size comes into play when we're designing a sprinkler system because we need to design it in a way that we understand how much water is flowing out of the sprinklers. We need to make sure that we have enough water. We need to make sure that we have enough pressure to provide that water in order to control that fire. So that's where that K factor comes into play. If you're interested in learning more about K factors, again, a lot of the requirements are out of NFPA 13, but I'll link the situation below that goes over the sprinkler K factor requirements, as well as provide you some links into NFPA 13 about those K factors. But keep an eye out. I got a couple more videos coming out about sprinkler components. Let me know if there's anything else that you're interested in learning about, and I can try to make a video on that as well. Thanks.